Before we start, I just wanted to let you know that the EDU tag means that it's safe to be shown in schools. Like it has no curse words at all. I don't think that many people understood that through the first time. I just wanted to let you know so you could know for next time. Cool? Cool.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tales on the Timeline, the podcast where we dive into the strangest, funniest, and most unbelievable moments in human history. Sometimes history is serious battles, treaties, and heroics. And sometimes it's about throwing potatoes at a submarine. Yes, you heard that right. Today we travel back to World War II, specifically 1943, and the story of the USS O'Bannon, a United States Navy destroyer whose crew found themselves in a battle scenario that defies logic and makes us laugh for centuries later. The USS O'Bannon, DD 450, was a Fletcher-class destroyer, fast, armored, and built for chaos at sea. Its main job was hunting submarines, but also escorting convoys and generally making life difficult for the enemies. The crews were trained with gunnery, torpedory, and depth charges, basically everything you need to handle naval combat. Yet, despite all this training, the tool that was used to become legendary in this battle wasn't a gun, torpedo, or depth charge. It was a single potato. Actually, multiple potatoes, but a potato. Yes, the humble, tuberious vegetable. Potato. During routine patrol in the Pacific, the O'Bannon spotted a Japanese submarine. Problem: the sub was too close to use the destroyer's guns without risking hitting themselves. Imagine trying to swat a fly on your own shoulder using a baseball bat. That's roughly what the O'Bannon faced. They needed a solution fast, something to distract the enemy without blowing everything up, and as history would have had it, the answer was right in their galley. The ship's hold contained a supply of potatoes, likely meant for dinner, maybe fries or potato salad. Certainly not for naval warfare, but desperate times call for desperate measures. The O'Bannon's crew began throwing potatoes at the Japanese submarine. The Japanese sailors, seeing objects flying toward them and unable to identify them, assumed the worst: grenades, explosions, and imminent death. Instead of firing their deck gun, they focused on throwing the potatoes back. It became a full-fledged vegetable standoff, turning a potentially deadly encounter into a kind of World War II potato duel. Minutes passed and the potato exchange escalated. Crew members shouted, ducked, dodged, and launched tubers across the gaps between ship and sub. One can imagine the confusion: a tense naval encounter, orders being shouted, and a flying potato smacking into someone's head. It's the kind of scene you would expect in a comedy film rather than a historical naval engagement. At one point, some of the potatoes may have even landed on the bridge, causing officers to exclaim, "Report! Incoming vegetables!" The genuineness of this situation wasn't damaged. The potatoes didn't hurt the submarine. It was the psychological effect. The Japanese sailors, fearing grenades, were preoccupied with dodging and returning potatoes, which allowed the O'Bannon to maneuver safely and gain control of the situation. This was creatively under pressure resourcefulness at its finest. And let's be honest, a story you couldn't invent. Eventually, the submarine disengaged, leaving the O'Bannon free to continue its mission. No potatoes were officially listed as casualties. No medals were awarded for specific potato throwing, although one could argue that an oversight. The incident became legendary, a reminder that sometimes the simplest, most absurd solutions are surprisingly effective. It's also proof that in history, humor and heroism can coexist even under fire. Let's imagine for a moment that the O'Bannon's crew stargazing. "Lieutenant, we can't fire, we're too close." "What about throwing dinner at them?" "Captain, brilliant, lunch the potatoes." Meanwhile, the Japanese crew, "Incoming explosions. Wait, is that a potato? Ow, potato in my head." And thus, a potato became a weapon of distraction, confusion, and eventually victory. Sometimes the simplest ideas are the best one, especially when no one is expecting it. We remember this story because it's funny, bizarre, and human. World War II was a deadly, serious conflict, yet we are here having a moment of absurdly and creatively potato throwing. It reminds us that history isn't always solemn. Sometimes it's absurd, improvised, and makes you laugh at human ingenuity. It's also a story that keeps people engaged who wouldn't want to hear about a potato versus submarine showdown. Never underestimate a potato. Creativity under pressure can save lives. Sometimes psychological tactics are more effective than firepower. And finally, if you're ever in a naval battle, check the galley. Those are some of the 4 key points because history suggests the items you least expect might just be your secret weapon of mass destruction. And that's today's story from the timeline, from the USS O'Bannon patrolling the Pacific to an intense encounter with a Japanese submarine, to the world's first recorded potato duel at sea. And yes, I did say first. Thanks for listening to Tales on the Timeline. If you enjoyed today's episode, stick around because history is full of moments that may sound made up but actually happened. Until next time, keep exploring the past, and remember, if your guns are too close to fire and the enemy is closing in, check the galley first. You might just have an arsenal of potatoes ready to throw.
Before we start, I just wanted to let you know that the EDU tag means that it's safe to be shown in schools, like it has no curse words at all. I don't think that many people understood that through the first time. I just wanted to let you know so you could know for next time. Cool? Cool.